It's Tyson Fury. It's the Gypsy King returning for the first time since February of 2020 when he beat Deontay Wilder, and he's kind enough to join us right now via the magic of Zoom. I was told that Tyson Fury said the boxing media is okay, but I need to talk to Helwani to get my point across and my message across. Is that not right, Tyson?
That's 100% right.
Well, it's good to talk to you, Tyson. You seem very comfortable. Where are you right now?
I'm in my bedroom, lying on my back, shirtless, naked as a jaybird.
I love it. I love it. Live your life. You feeling good? You feeling relaxed? You seem to be in a good spot 5 days out.
Yeah, couldn't ask for any better. Training's gone well. Do you know the usual bullshit that fighters say? Had a great camp.
Oh, I'm not going to ask you
Everything was great. I'm injury-free.
F that. We don't
what they say.
We don't want to hear that. Although
exactly.
I do want to ask you about one. I'm always curious about how high-level athletes have dealt with COVID. Have you felt like a different person after, unfortunately, getting COVID? Did you feel like it affected you, your lungs, your stamina, your cardio, anything like that?
Not really. I've had it twice now. That's the second time I've had COVID.
Really?
Second time. Yeah, I've had it twice. It didn't really hospitalize me. It didn't put me in bed. I just felt a little bit under the weather. I think I've had worse chest infections, guaranteed.
Okay. So you don't feel any ill effects?
But I suppose it does different things to different people.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Your friend Deontay has been vocal lately. He didn't talk at the press conference. He didn't do any media leading up, but now he's talking a little bit. He keeps referring to you as a cheater, Tyson. He keeps saying that you're a cheater and you're going to cheat again on Saturday. Does this not sit well with you?
You know what? I'm going to cheat again because I'm going to smash his face in. So according to him, that's cheating because he's not supposed to lose. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to cheat again. I'm going to kick his ass, bass.
Shout out to Dumb and Dumber. That's right. That's right. So what? He still believes that you were.
Hey, who's the dead guy that hit me with the salt shaker?
Kick his ass, Seabass. It's a great moment. It's a great moment. A great line. But he thinks you loaded the gloves.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
I had horseshoes in there. You know I'm a gypsy, don't you?
That's right. That's
you
right.
ever watched the Peaky Blinders?
Yeah,
I loaded the gloves with horseshoes and dynamite.
And this time?
This time I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to put a bit more metal in there.
Tyson, one thing I've always said, I don't know if you know this, I have never heard two individuals who sound so alike, especially of the same, family tree. When I close my eyes and listen to your father, the great John Fury, speak, I think it's you. And when I speak to you and close my eyes, I think it's John Fury. Did you ever take advantage of this or vice versa as a child, or he used you? Like, you guys sound exactly, I've never heard two people sound so much alike, you and John.
Yeah, it wasn't always like this, though. This is not my original voice. If you go back and look at interviews from 10 onwards, 9, 8, 7, right up until about 2016, I didn't have this voice.
What changed?
One of my good friends, Ty Mitchell, we were sparring and he hit me in the throat real hard. And I developed a blood clot in my throat. And it messed around with my vocal cords. So this is why I talk like this now.
Wow.
So it sounds just like my dad. I've heard it and I can even hear it myself. So yeah, we've both got a husky voice.
Yes, it's amazing.
Some would say it's quite sexy, I've been told.
I like it. It's iconic. It's very memorable. I don't mind it at all. Your brother Tommy sounds nothing like you guys. Maybe eventually that will happen to him as well. He also looks nothing like you. I mean, let's be honest.
Maybe I'll have to punch him in the throat sooner or later. Welcome him into the clan.
I met him for the first time in person. I was working the fight that he had in Cleveland. I have to say, I was intoxicated by the blue eyes. I mean, he smells fantastic. He's one of the most striking human beings I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like it. A specimen, a pure specimen.
He's a good-looking lad, isn't he?
He is.
He's definitely a heartbreaker, that's for sure.
Well, not anymore. He seems to have settled down.
Yeah, he has. He has.
What's going to happen with this fight? Is he going to get it done? Are they playing? Jake's saying he's playing games. What's going on?
They're supposed to be getting it done. I know Tommy wants to fight. Jake wants to fight. It makes good sense for both guys. So they should get it on probably this year, hopefully. Anyway.
Do you feel like they're lowballing Tommy?
I feel like there was lowballing Tommy, but I think they've regroup now, and I'm sure they'll get together and do what they got to do. But to be honest with you, I don't get involved in other people's business.
Sure.
That's my forte.
Right.
My forte is I stay in my own lane. I don't get involved in anybody else's business. I don't care what anybody else is making or their personal business, because it's none of my concern. Because like I say, none of my business. So if I don't get involved in anybody else's business, I can never get in any trouble.
That's true, but it's your brother. I'm sure he asks you for advice and things like that, no?
I know, but that's his personal business, not mine, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
When it comes to business, there is no family and there is no friends. It's just business. You know, Biggie Smalls once rapped about it. He said, keep your family and business completely separated.
Mm.
And I believe it's very, very true.
He also said, the more money you make, the more problems you get.
That's true as well.
Do you feel like that's true?
If you listen to what Biggie says,
yes,
then you can't go wrong, because he does rap a lot of sense.
You're more of a Biggie guy than a Tupac guy?
Yeah, I like Biggie, because he's a lyrical G, isn't he?
He is.
It was all a dream.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
That's my song.
Yes, it's a great song.
It was all a dream, and then it became reality, and now I'm just living this dream life, living this dream career, like training every day. You know, I'm not one of these people. I'm not your Floyd Mayweather or your Conor McGregor or all them people who like to live some big, great lifestyle and inspire others. I know it's great to inspire other people, but I like just to keep grounded and down to earth. And I'll tell you what I like to do. I like to fucking train me balls off every single day, knowing that nobody else is doing it. I like running early in the mornings and late at night. I like putting the work in. Even though I am dressing in silk pajamas and I don't have to go out like the old fighters used to say, it's easy to get up when you're broke, but when you've got money, or when you're in your silk pajamas, you don't want to get out of bed. I just do more than I've ever done. I sacrifice more today than I did when I was absolutely starting off with nothing from the bottom. And I don't know even how that's possible. I'm tighter today. Now I've made it than I ever was coming up. I'm more stricter, more dedicated, train more, smarter, train smarter. But before it was like, it's this dream job to be heavyweight champion of the world and all the shit that comes with it. But when you get there to the top, you find out that the real only thing that matters is your training, is your boxing, is your fights, and all the other bullshit that comes along with it. The fame, the glory, the credit, the articles, the money, whatever you can buy with the money. It's all short-lived crap. Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your last tenner. And that's all she wrote. And you know, when it's all over, no motherfucker wants to know. You're just another prick with money. And that's all you'll ever be. Another bare bum in the shower. And everybody loves a winner. But no motherfucker loves a loser. And they all jump off the dick when he's lost. Look at AJ. He had everybody on his dick. He's had 2 defeats and now nobody's on it. Excuse my French. Everybody loves a winner. Deontay Wilder was some sort of folk hero. Now he's just a big doffer. And you know, everybody, you're only as good as your last fight. That's a fact. No matter how many fights you win in your life, you're only remembered for your final loss. And that's all she wrote.
Man, that was incredible. Thank you for that. Were you always of this mindset, or is this something that you had to kind of come to later in your life now that you're a little wiser, a little older, a little more mature?
I've always been this type of attitude, to be fair. But before, like, coming up, you want to buy things, you want to be successful, or this cliche of what is successful. You know, the world has different things and what success is to what really success is, I think. Success is to me, is waking up in a good mood, having a good day, surrounded by people who you want to be surrounded by. Kids, family, that sort of success. Success to me isn't measured on how much money you've got or what business ventures you're into. Success for me is being happy in your home and with your wife and your kids or your partner, whoever you've got, being happy with those people. That's success to me.
Are you happy?
But I suppose it's easy for me to say that it's not all about that because I've made a lot of money in my life. I've worked hard for it. God knows I have. It's blood money. Look at my face, it's smashed to bits. The woman believes that there's a doctor who comes here. She believes I've had my nose broken 18 times. It's that crooked. So it's hard earned. It's very hard earned. I'm 33 and I've dedicated my full life for this. I had no youth life. I had no teenage life. I had no young adult life because guess what? While all my friends and people who I knew were out drinking and partying and enjoying life, what was I doing? Running fucking 10 miles down the road in the fucking rain or killing myself in a boxing gym. And then people say to me, you know what? You're lucky. You're a lucky man, you are. I'm lucky because I fucking worked all the hours that God gave me. I'm lucky because I pushed it further than everybody else would dare to do. I'm lucky because I fucking trained so hard that I can't be beaten. That's a lucky man. I don't think so. I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have that determination, that drive. And it's not for success. It's just to be happy today, tomorrow, and the next day. But most importantly, be happy for today. Because, tomorrow ain't promised to nobody. As we all know quite clearly, tomorrow is no certain gift at all. But today we have. Tomorrow we could wake up and get a call saying, right, someone's died, or you've got cancer, or whatever. This is a regular occurrence these days. Things like this are happening every 10 seconds. So every day you wake up and you open your eyes and you breathe fresh air and there's no problem, no one's died, and you've not got cancer, you've not got some bad disease, then you're a very blessed person. And that's a good day. And if you're fortunate enough to go out for a run and do a bit of training, well, you are one of the few chosen people. This is a little bit deeper than your average sports interview.
This is the best. This is the best. This might be one of my favorite interviews ever. Thank you so much for this. One thing I really respect about you, Tyson, honestly, is everything you've talked about with mental health. And it's interesting to hear you talk about I'm not an inspiration. You are an inspiration. I have been open over the last few months, not to make this about myself, but I have had my own issues with mental health. And to see people like you after great moments, after the first Wilder fight, talk about everything you've come through and what you represent and moments like, I know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about this happiness. I know exactly as a father of 3 myself. And so I'm just wondering, how is it with you? Because I know mental health isn't something, I beat it today and it's over. It's a constant battle. How has it been with you over the last few months?
Over the last few months, I've been very stable. You always drift in and out of sanity, I believe. If you're a mental health struggler, then you're always struggling with reality and your own little world inside your head. So, but most days I've learned to manage and maintain the problem. The way I do it is I keep active, I keep busy, and I keep focused on training. And all the time I'm training and I'm going to the gym and letting out that energy, letting out that bit of steam, I feel good. But if I don't do it for a week or so, I feel terrible. And everyone's like to me, you never have no time off, you're going to overtrain. It's like, I can't afford to have time off because it's not my body I'm training, it's my mind. So if I have too much time off, I go backwards, not in physical strength, but mental strength. Training is like my place of solitude, my happy place that I need. I need to go there every single day in my life, mostly twice a day. Because once I train in the morning, it gets to around about 7 o'clock and it starts wearing off. Then I need to go again. So people say to me, what are you going to do when you can't train anymore? Well, I'm planning on training until the day I die. Or whichever day that might be.
Did you feel like the wind was taken out of your sails a little bit when Joshua lost? Obviously, that was the fight everyone wanted to see, right? And then he loses, and now it's like the future is a little bit uncertain. That was the fight. It was all supposed to lead. You were supposed to fight him next, and then Wilder exercises his rematch clause. Did it bum you out?
It was a little bit of an anticlimax, to be honest, because I've seen it happen time and time again with all these big rivalries. It never ends up happening. But I can only concentrate on doing my end of the deal. And I've got a much harder task, in my opinion, than Joshua had. Joshua was messing with some cruiserweight who was going to beat him on points if he lost. I'm messing with a man who can end you with any time of the day, any time of the round with either hand. So my task is much more dangerous, but I'm much more capable. So I welcome it. And it was a disappointment to me to see that Joshua lost his fight. But, you know, you got to give all credit to the other guy because it was a great game plan. He executed it perfectly. And, you know, a guy coming up from a lower division and beating him, it's a rarity. It's only the third time it's happened before. So you got to give credit where credit's due. You know, all these people were like, okay, this guy's a cruiserweight, he'll get smashed, whatever. And he did what he had to do. The much bigger guy, stronger, muscular, you know, all the things that people look for. Aesthetically, he looked better. But he managed to upset the odds, and that's his business. Congratulations. And like I said earlier in the interview, I don't get involved in other people's businesses. I'm sure they've got their own things that they've got to do and whatever they're doing in their lives at the moment. But this is what happens when you look ahead to bigger fights. Joshua was probably looking at Usyk and thinking of Tyson Fury. But I won't make that mistake. I won't look at Deontay Wilder and think of Anthony Joshua. Or even if he would have won, I wouldn't have. Because I know that every opponent is dangerous, especially at this level, because it seems to me that I could pick a bum out and he'd fight the best he's ever fought because it's his opportunity to change his life. So with Wilder, he's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot of demons of his own. He's got a lot of admittance to do and a lot of things that he's got to accept in his life before he can even move on from it. But he'll be dangerous while it lasts, that's for sure.
I was actually just going to ask you about that. What is your read on Wilder, the person? You know, fires the coach, Mark Breland, who essentially stopped the fight, doesn't speak at the press conference, you know, all this stuff. Like your read on him, you say demons. What do you mean by that? Like, can you explain what you see when you see this guy?
You know, I don't say a lot because, you know, we've boxed 20 rounds. How many rounds have we boxed? 19. We boxed 19 rounds and he's practically won 2 rounds out of 19. So I'm not really too bothered about him, but you got to respect everyone that gets in the ring with a pair of boxing gloves on, or any fight, whether it's MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, whatever. Every man's trained and they're coming to win. With Wilder, in my opinion, he's come out with all this stuff. I've cheated, I've done this, I'm a natural born cheater. His coach. I must have some power, mustn't I? Because I've even got his coach on my side. And not to mention Jay Diaz. He's on my payroll too. I'm like Tommy Shelby here. I've got them all on the payroll. You know, he's on the payroll too, Jay Diaz, because he was in the changing room while I was getting my gloves on the whole time. So he must have helped me. And Wilder's in denial about that. But let me just put that out there as well. So you got all this stuff. Whether he believes it or not is another thing, but he has to try and sell the fight somehow. He has to try and make a reason why he can win. So he clearly couldn't do it in reasons why in a boxing fight. So he has to make other reasons why for his own self, I think, for the people around him who's saying he can do this and do that. If he went into this fight saying, you know what, I got absolutely annihilated the second time, it's probably going to happen to me again, then his mental attitude would definitely be of a loss straight away. But if he's convinced himself that there's been some skullduggery gone on, then maybe he thinks that in his own mind, he has got a better chance of something. But, you know, acceptance is a hard thing because nobody wants to accept the truth. When I was an alcoholic, I didn't want to be told I was an alcoholic. I didn't want to be told I'm a fat bastard. I was just happy being that. And when someone... So it's almost like this little game in your own head where you don't want to know the truth, even though you do know the truth. I always knew I was a fat bastard. I knew I was addicted to alcohol, but I didn't want it pushed in my face. And the moment that I accepted that I had to change and had to get help and stop what I was doing, that's the moment I could step away from it all and start again. But from what I'm hearing from this idiot, he hasn't accepted what's gone on to him, what's happened to him. So therefore, without accepting defeat, you can never regain. You can never go on from that because you're still dwelling on the past. And I've had a lot of shit go on in my life. A lot of stuff happened to me that I didn't think would happen to me. And I had to accept what went on before I could overcome the obstacle. Because there's a saying, for he who holds a hot coal in his hand with the intention of throwing it at somebody, guess who gets burned? The man who's holding the hot coal. And that's what it is. You've got to let go. You've got to let go of all this stuff, animosity, and whatever's happened to you in your life, whatever you think you can't let go of, you can let go of it. Because I've let go before, plenty of times. And you feel so much better for letting go and moving on than you ever would holding a grudge forever. So there's my advice. If he's listening, or some of his team is listening, acceptance first, acknowledgement, and then you can move on.
Jeez Louise. This is incredible. We have a couple more minutes, Tyson. I know you have a bunch of other, couple more. Okay, I just want to ask you a few other.
I've got to be at a press conference at 1 now, haven't I? Yeah, all right. Couple of minutes. Go on.
Couple. Mentally, it seemed like we were that close to finally getting the AJ fight back in January, and then he's like, nah, I'm not stepping aside. For you, did you have to get up for this? Did you have to motivate yourself for this? Because you had already conquered this mountain, and then you thought you were moving on to that other mountain, and they said, no, you got to walk up this mountain again. Was that tough not now, but in the early goings of this camp? Was it tough to get motivated to do this all over again?
Not really. I'm motivated to fight anybody they put in front of me. Whether I beat the guy 10 times or not, I'll always be motivated because it's a fight and it's what I do. There's nothing else that I'm really interested in. I'm not interested in anything else apart from boxing. That's what I do. It's my job and I love it. I'm like one of these people who loves the job. Like some people love the job, some people hate the job. And I'm definitely a person who loves the job. And that's it. I get motivated to fight anybody that's there. And I'm really motivated to go in there after so long and have a fight. It's been nearly 2 years ago. 2 years this February that we fought. So, it's been a long time and I've been in the gym non-stop because, like I said, I'm a trainaholic. So I'm looking to let off some steam and get a good fight in. And I'm hoping Deontay Wilder brings a good game and makes me think, makes me work hard for my victory. Or if not, I'll totally steamroll him. And that's just how it's going to go.
Eventually,
I think he's improved.
Really?
I think he's improved as a fighter, maybe. We'll find out. But if he hasn't improved, I know I'm up 40, 50% than what I was the first time. And the second time. So, I'm expecting an improvement. And if he hasn't improved, then it should be a really easy night because I know I've improved.
Do you want to fight back in the UK eventually? It feels like the fans miss you over there. Is that something that you would like to do very soon?
I'm home. Las Vegas is the home of the Gypsy King. I love fighting here. I've had my last 5 fights now in America. I love it here. I am home. I'm at the capital of entertainment in the world. And it's where I was born to be. I'm right here in Las Vegas where it's all happening, where all the big fights go down. You can fight at home or around the world in a big stadium with so many thousand people, but nothing will ever compare to the lights of Las Vegas, the MGM Grand Garden Arena, the T-Mobile, all of these great boxing iconic venues that we have here in Las Vegas. Nothing can ever come close to the capital city of entertainment. Where do all the big stars want to play? Las Vegas, the home of the Gypsy King.
I love it. And the family doing okay? Everyone's okay now, right?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Family's doing really well, and everyone's gearing up for a good fight and a good performance from me.
All right. Well, I'll leave you be. Thank you so much for this, Tyson. This really means a lot that you would come on. I know it's a very busy week for you. Good luck to you on Saturday. I wish you the very best to you and your team. Can't wait to see what you do. And can't wait, with you, it's always a performance. Into the ring, out of the whole thing is a show, and I can't wait to watch it all. Hopefully for his sake, he doesn't wear a big outfit because last time I think he said the legs, were tired after the big outfit. So hopefully he leaves that at home.
We'll find out anyway. So thank you very much for tuning in Saturday night.
All the best to you,
all
Tyson.
The best.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
There he is. Wow. Tyson Fury. Holy smokes.